All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley, Greg Jennings, and LeVar Arrington are back. Let's move to Baltimore, where John Harbaugh spent this week talking up how Lamar Jackson is going to revolutionize the NFL with his running game. Well, turns out his quarterback has some other ideas, telling Rich Eisen, quote, I put on weight, but I don't think I'll be running as much as I did last year. There were a lot of run-pass options and a lot of sudden changes in last year's game. This will be totally different. All right. I think both these guys can be right, Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson, but is Lamar Jackson contradicting Harbaugh a bit of a red flag?
No, it's not a red flag at all. They talk about the same book but different chapters, and I think Lamar just told you what he's talking about. Last year, a lot of opportunities at the line of scrimmage, RPOs. Last year, I didn't feel so comfortable and confident. Guess what I was calling? The R. Run. And this year, he's going to see that same look, and maybe he's like, well, I could do the P. I could pass this ball because I feel more comfortable, and he's been working on his arm and his accuracy. So they're on the same page.
I'm going to have to disagree, and the reason being is I was in D.C. during the RG3 Shanahan, we'll call it fiasco or whatever you want to call it. Listen, those same reports started to come out. I'm a pocket passing quarterback. I'm a drop back quarterback. Dad got involved, everything, right? You're having all these conversations. Shanahan is saying this. RG3 is saying this. I want to be a drop back quarterback. It's always been an age-old deal when you have an athletic quarterback that you're going to have the conversation of them running the ball. Are they an athlete? There's all these different conversational points because they don't look like traditional quarterbacks. It is on a different page, and it could be problematic. What they need to do is sit down in the privacy of whoever matters within that circle, and they need to make sure they flush out what they're saying to the media and why they're saying it so everybody understands the how and the what so that the ultimate end result is what it needs to be. And by chance or circumstance, RG3 is on that roster. So he needs to have some feedback in all of this as well.
Man, you might just completely change my answer right here. I mean, that is a strong argument. I didn't think about it like that because initially I'm like, no, they're not at odds. They're not on different pages. Joe Flacco is gone because I saw you, and I want you. But after what you just said, now I remind myself of when he was talking about he being Lamar Jackson when he first was drafted. I'm not trying to play no receiver. I'm not going on the field at no wildcat and all these specialized positions. I want to throw the ball. I'm a quarterback.
Yes.
And when you try to pigeonhole someone in a corner and label them as one thing, the number one thing they want to prove is that they're not just that. And so you got me.
Here's why I think they could both be right.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson averaged like 16 carries a game last year. You got to remember he played in an abbreviated deal.
7 games.
All Harbaugh has said is I'd bet the over on 149 carries or 139, whatever Cam Newton had, blah, blah. And so that's really only 10 carries per game. That's less than what he was averaging last year, but would still be more than what Cam had. No, I agree. It's a lot, and it's too much. And I agree with your take that Lamar Jackson wants to prove that he's a passing quarterback. He knows that's where the money is. That's where the longevity is.
Yeah.
And people are saying he can't do it. Tell a young person he can't do something.
They're going to do it.
And they're going to try to prove you wrong.
As a defensive-minded person, defenses have changed. So I know them comparing Kaepernick and the offensive coordinator and the head coach, and the names are the same, except the head coaches are brothers and this, that, and the other. That time has passed. Let me tell you something. If Kaepernick was going to be the guy to play and be in this league and be successful again, they would have brought him back. They would have brought him back. No matter what the odds were, they would have brought him back. That time has gone. You got to be able to throw the ball at this point. You got defense have caught up.
Coming up, we'll give you our latest approval ratings for LeBron James, and Uncle Jimmy will tell us what he thinks of the chosen one. But if you really want to do a story on the Pelicans, just focus on the Pelicans, send Zion out there, not Dave Griffin.
Man, you nailed that. The more we talk, the more I'm really going to get moved in terms of my support slightly for David Griffin because it comes with the territory of LeBron James. And now you're trying to act like that all you were mad about was
the media.
The media and the territory and not LeBron James, because LeBron James, if he could bring it, you think in your mind, LeBron James, you could quench it. You could squash it. And LeBron did none of that. I think really at the core of this is the same thing Phil Jackson was kind of alluding to when he said posse.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have resentment when they went to law school, became agents, worked their way up to whatever it may be in the organization. And then LeBron comes through and says, oh, these are my homies. And they're working on their credentials, but while they're working on it, they're in your office with their feet up. Talking about, yeah, we're going to do this. And solidifying not only their existence, but getting credentialed. So now people like David, who had that long, arduous climb, are like, what the hell happened? And they don't want to say that because it has racial undertones.
Totally.
It has all these implications that's beyond just merit. But in reality, it comes with the territory. So he's going to blame the media. But in reality, how in the hell is your homies bigger and more powerful than me when I have this title?
I mean, you nailed it. And that's what they tried this year with the Lakers. That was a coup d'etat, right? They wanted their coach, they wanted their players, and they got some of it. They didn't get all. They got Jason Kidd in there, but they couldn't get Ty Lue as the head coach. They want to control. They almost infest the place. And to a greater extent, it worked in Cleveland considering what they had been before and what they have been since. But I think that's what led to his lack of enjoyability. I will point out that and look, I think Magic Johnson appeared clownish in many of the things he said and done since he left the Lakers. But the day he left, he said he wanted to get back to having fun, right?
Yeah.
And what has David Griffin said? This is not fun.
Right.
And so no matter how much he has Taco Tuesday on Twitter, and no matter how much he seems to be having a great time watching his son improve as a basketball player, I think my takeaway is, like, it's just not that much fun, even when you win. And I understand that sometimes building is better than actually living in the new house, right? That the process is, and that's kind of what he talked about. And I think that's what he wanted the article to be about. But the picture he painted is one that we've seen a little bit of in Miami, a lot of in Cleveland, and so far in Los Angeles, which is because of his people that he has to bring with him. And that's his belief that when they succeed, he succeeds, and he's a part of their personal growth. I think it's just not that much fun.
Marcellus, your point about this goes on in all industries, people getting what others perceive as undeserved opportunity.
Yes.
In my industry, newspaper writing, that I came up and have an amazing, over-the-top passion for, I've seen my industry like, well, damn, now everybody gets to be a columnist. And when I started as a columnist in 1994, it was one of the hardest positions to earn. You had to jump over all kinds of hoops and show so much talent and kiss so much rear end and do all the right things, and then they let you say your opinion.
Yeah.
And nobody else got to say their opinion. And now, because of the internet and things, everybody gets, and blogs, everybody gets to spout their opinion, and the public sits out and says, oh, well, that guy is on the same level as Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon and Tony. And we're sitting there like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And so David Griffin here, I think, is just speaking honestly about LeBron. And I think that LeBron and his camp should understand, stick to their guns. If they believe in their way and their way is the right way, rather than make David Griffin and other people apologize for telling the truth about what it's like to work, you know what? We brought a championship to Cleveland. Anybody else do it?
Right. And look, it's on David, though. Look, we're not forcing you to apologize. You want to clarify because you're really not saying what you really feel. So there's going to be a lot of levels of clarification until you just look in the mirror and tell us what that conversation sounds like. Here's the thing. Phil Jackson said posse. Pat Riley shut it down, right? David Griffin said no fun. Magic just dipped in the middle of the night. There's something that comes with LeBron. We all know it. Won't you tell us what your real issue is with it? And I tell you, no, he is not telling you. He wanted credit. And he wanted control. And this is the thing that divided Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson.
I don't think it's control.
Yeah. You know why it's control? He said it. He said it in the article. He said, look, I'm in a world where LeBron gets all the credit.
Yes.
So if
This is true. This is true. But you also,
what do you want from that?
I understand, but you work your whole life. Okay, he's also from Cleveland, right? Like, so this was important to him.
Right.
I'm talking about David Griffin.
Yeah.
So you work your whole life to get to be the general manager of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you think like, man, I get to pick my coach. We picked this coach, and LeBron was like, no, I don't like David Blatt. Wait, okay, then I get to at least negotiate the salaries of the, no. We're going to have my kind of guys, and you're going to pay them X, or they're not going to show up, and that's just the way it's going to be. And so I don't think that's control. I think he just wanted to do his job.
No. You're misreading me. Credit and control. In this attention-based society now, people more than ever want credit. Like, make sure I get my likes, I get my compliments, I get the upper mobility from this move. The control doesn't come from those under you. It comes from those on top of you. This is what Kendrick Perkins was talking about. Hey, Dan Gilbert, if you really think your general manager is in control, empower him. You can't look at the players and say, we're going to empower him. It's just a title on the door until you flex that power. He had no control, and he got no credit. Then it became no fun. Say that, and then we will understand where you're coming from. But if you say it's the media just misrepresenting how you feel.
I agree with you on the media
I
part.
agree with you, but I do think he's inferring that. And Marcellus, I think what he said, there's no credit to be had in Cleveland because LeBron made all the decisions. And all the values that David Griffin wanted to instill in the organization were blunted. Again, Doug made a hell of a point today on The Herd about they didn't even practice. You show me a basketball purist or coach or executive, they want their teams to practice. LeBron's like, nah, we're not practicing. That's not what we do here. And so there was they didn't enjoy the process. David Griffin. And
but that they just turned into one person just now. Who else didn't enjoy the process?
Yes, but again,